G'day, legends. Welcome to the latest episode of Beyond the Tape, a podcast where we talk to people doing rad things in the mountain bike industry, whether it's Australia or worldwide. In this episode, we are chatting with the one and only Waddel, John Waddel. We are talking about what he's kind of got going on in the future. We do a little bit of a catch up about what's been happening and go through a bit of everything. So really good to catch up with Johnny Waddel. Again, still kind of blows my mind that I'm chatting with one of my childhood heroes. One of the guys I saw in the magazines back in the day, saw him taking out World Cups and Normas and whatever. So super, super stoked on this episode. First up, I'd like to thank some sponsors before we jump in. First up, we've got Trek Bikes. Man, I'm absolutely loving the Fuel EX. I should have got one years ago. It does everything I want it to. Love riding that bike, and I'm riding more now because of it. Shred Bike Wash is keeping the bike clean as a whistle. Chuck some of their ceramic coat on there, their Ceratec coat, and frothing it. It just stops the dust from adhering, gets all the water off real quick, keeps it nice and clean for a bit longer. We've got Franked mountain bike apparel from WA, just got some fresh jerseys from them. Absolutely loving it. And some fresh pants, man. Best clothing on the market and such good value. Fist handwear, keeping my hands pristine, keeping them nice and soft, smooth and protected. Tailored trails, oh man, I'm itching to get down to Tassie, and when I do, I'll be going through those guys because all I got to do, book my trip, rock up and ride. Lead Out Sports, best when it comes to stocking tools, but they're also the distributor for Unite components. Absolutely loving the stem and pedals that I've got on my Fuel EX at the moment as well. Dirt Surfer Australia do 100% recycled, 100% recyclable custom mudguards. Got a few of them going out on the web shop. And if you need something custom for your club, hit them up. Same goes for Capped Out Caps, man. They produce some of the best laser etched caps on the market. I love looking down and seeing, one of Baxter's custom caps on my bike and loving it. So if you need something custom for your bike, hit up Dirt Surfer, hit up Capped Out Caps and make it look totally unique. And as a photographer, I love to keep my eyes protected, and Oakley Australia have been keeping them protected for a while. Absolutely frothing their goggles, and can't see myself wearing anything different in the future. Anyway, that's enough terrible advertising. So as per usual, grab beer, grab a water, grab a wine, and enjoy this episode. Oh, don't forget to grab whatever makes you happy as well.
Tap.
Yeah. Oh, that's too good.
Oh, fuck. Just classic.
There we go. That's much better.
Yeah, that's cool.
Sweet. You happy to jump in? You all good?
Yeah, all good.
Sweet. Well, Johnny, welcome back to the podcast. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks, Darren. Great to see you again.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Been a while.
Couple of years, maybe?
At least a couple of years. Man, time flies when you're having fun.
Have you been having a bit of fun? What have you been up to?
Yeah, so I've been on the bike a fair bit, but I've been working a fair bit. So I work at a bike shop, right down southeast of Melbourne, right down the Mornington Peninsula. Rye Bike Shop is just a small shop. So I usually start about 10 o'clock. So I actually go out really early to do a lot of my rides. Most of the time in the dark. Just get it done before the wife and kids even wake up. So
that's wild.
That's
What do you kind of been? What's a ride entail for you? That's what I've always kind of wanted to know. Like if you're training for these big things or doing something, but what's a ride entail?
Well,
early in the morning.
The the last few years we've had the gravity enduro, the national championships, like right here in Red Hill, which I've competed like the last few years. It's coming up in the next couple of weeks, and but I am going to be on the sidelines as I'm just preparing for a more long distance gravel race. My first gravel race in first week of November, actually, called the Dirty Warnie. So pretty much goes from Geelong to Warrnambool, which is like 246 k's, all on gravel. So it's going to be a bit of an adventure.
That's wild. How do you kind of train for that? Like, what have you been doing? Is it just bulk road Ks? Are you just doing bulk longer rides, or?
I do. I've got another guy that I train with. He's actually I'm actually going out with him like early, like 5 o'clock tomorrow morning. And he's actually a paramedic, so which comes in handy. So he's looked after me when we do a lot of night riding. So he looked after me when I've taken out a kangaroo. Oh, actually, no, the kangaroo took out me and then just kept going, and I ended up on the ground. And there's been a few other instances. Yeah, when I come off, he's always there, and he looks after me.
That's what you need.
Yeah, for sure.
What are you guys just heading out on the road? Are you doing gravel rides, or are you on the mountain?
Just gravel.
Yeah,
pretty much. My Santa Cruz Stigmata, which is a gravel bike. I do a lot of gravel Ks, but I ride all trails on it. Like I'm not scared to just push that bike pretty hard.
it wouldn't be too much different to some of the hardtails and stuff you would have been riding back in the day, anyway.
Yeah, correct. So it is. It's rigid front and rear, which is a bit of a challenge, but yeah.
Is it your first drop bar bike, or?
No, second. Actually, I had a Santa Cruz Roadster way back in the day. They're one of the old school ones. I don't even know what year that was.
98. I want to say it's like way back.
Yeah.
I forgot that even existed.
Yeah. I've still got a few Santa Cruzes, and I've still got one of my old Santa Cruz hardtails back from 2002. So when it's 21 years old, it's still going strong.
That's the Roadster, 1999 to 2005. They did them.
Oh wow!
Bit different now to the Stigmata, right? Like everything's definitely different.
Yeah, it's a bit more tire clearance and just a better feeling bike, full carbon. So,
what do you kind of how have you kind of set that thing up for 200 plus Ks? Are you running bags or anything, or are you planning on doing it within like 4 hours, or what's the kind of
setup? That's kind of that's the hard part, where because this is my first gravel race, first super long distance one, so I'm to a certain degree might just wing it a little bit. I'll have a few supplies, but I might make a couple of mistakes. this time around. But we'll see. I might talk to you. I might talk to you in another month and say, yeah, it was good.
What? So you're just gonna pack whatever you think you need and just see what happens.
So I'll pack some repairs and stuff, and repairs and just a bit of nutrition. Yeah, and hopefully there'll be water stops. I'll have a few bottles and just smash it out.
See what happens.
Keep pushing.
I mean, man, you've been doing some big mountain bike events as well, so I can't see how it's going to differ too much, right?
Yeah, no, it's just another one I got to tick off the box.
Have you been doing many mountain bike races this year, or?
I did I think it was this year. I did a gravity race up in Red Hill. So there's been a few recently. So.
And you did a lot of the longer stage race stuff last year, was it?
Yeah, like last few years, I've been doing the Cape to Cape over in WA for years, and different ones like the Reef to Reef up in Cairns. So there's lots of different events that I've been involved in.
So they're about the same length as the Dirty Warning, but you do them over multiple days, right? So
so pretty much the Cape to Cape's probably, I think, maybe 220 Ks over 4 days. So this is all that in one day. So hopefully I'll get it done within, I don't know, 10, 11 hours, maybe.
It's also got 3,068 meters of climbing,
Elevation.
from what I can see.
That doesn't bother me one bit, really.
Really?
Yeah, I chuck a few more in there.
That is
a few more thousand. I love the climbing. I love elevation. Doesn't bother me whatsoever.
okay. So you've kind of switched essentially back in the day when you were going downhill.
Yeah,
you loved it going down it, and now you're going up it.
Yeah, I know. Like I still, I'm still always riding for the rush. But I guess I get a rush out of pushing yourself. Always pushing yourself, whether it's downhill, whether it's clearing big jumps, doing big drops, going longer distance, night riding and dodging kangaroos, and it's just going for the rush.
Have you noticed much difference in the that feeling you get from the bigger rides to like an intense downhill run? Is it a similar kind of feeling afterwards, or is it different altogether?
Yeah, it is. It would be, slightly different. So it's kind of like accomplishment. So you've done the hard work, and just you're ready for any event that you're ready for. So.
Is there a specific kind of reason, like you're looking to do the Dirty Warning? Are you doing it for anything specific, or?
Just accomplishment. I want to tick it off the box. I want to. I love mountain biking. I love being off road. I love a bit of time in the saddle. Just pushing yourself. I get a kick out of it. So there's lots of people in the industry that like competing or just in the industry. They come and go, and they sometimes just disappear. and you just don't see them. I've been in it for decades, and I'll continue it because I love it. Like it's, just I love the community. I love everything about it. So whether it doesn't matter what discipline it is, downhill, slalom, four cross country, gravel, enduro, anything. Just as long as you're on two wheels, you're having fun.
I rate that.
Free ride as well.
Yeah.
Well, I forgot that one.
And free ride's making a huge comeback right now. Hey,
Yeah, massive.
I'm loving it. You mentioned you have been talking to Grant just before this as well, but what's it been like watching him getting back into the free ride scene, but just on three wheels instead?
Yeah, Grant Allen is he's pushed the limits. Like he's just I'm just so stoked to see everything that he's doing is just it's just been incredible. Like he always pushed himself in free riding. Yes, he had a massive off. Yes, he is a paraplegic now. And he's in a wheelchair, but he's just lifted it again. So he's just he hasn't stopped. I love it. It's been pretty great to watch.
It's been very similar. Been very similar for yourself as well, right? Like after your crash, that was 25 years ago, but
so yeah, my crash was a long time ago. But I had brain damage. That was it. That's just black and white. I came off. I came off my bike over a massive jump, and just came down so hard. I was put into a coma for 26 days. It was brain damage. That's how it was. And I think I'll be just continuing to recover for the rest of my life. I don't feel as though I'll be totally back to normal, but then like what is normal really? So I'm pretty good. I'm just like I'm still racing, still riding. Santa Cruz look after me unbelievable. They're just they've been through it with me, thick and thin. And yeah, Santa Cruz Syndicate is family.
So after your kind of accident stuff, did you jump straight on a bike? I can't remember. Like did you get onto it pretty quickly, or were you away for a while? Yeah.
Well, I had to still learn how to walk and learn all my motor skills again, including talking.
Mm-hmm.
Still working on that. Yeah, so just I did get back into racing after I got back on my bike, but I just realized that downhill racing is just takes so much skill, so much brain power that I didn't have everything that I could have to race downhill, so I just I couldn't risk it. I just had to find an alternative, which I did. I retrained myself into being a long distance endurance racer. So 24-hour racing, just like we spoke about a few years ago. Just racing for 24 hours and pushing the limit.
And I don't know how you guys say that so casually sometimes. Like just race for 24 hours, like as if it's a normal thing to do.
there's you just gotta get amped on it. You just keep pushing yourself, and yeah.
What was the? Do you remember what the transformation was like going from doing those like short sprint downhill runs, which are like a minute, 4 minutes, whatever,
Yeah.
and now you're on 24 hours, and now you're doing road riding as well. Like,
Oh no, not doing road riding. Just doing
sorry, gravel riding.
yeah, man. um. So I've always been, even racing downhill. I was really good at. Always wanted to train. I was always in the gym. I just always building my endurance, even for downhill racing. So, you know, always like BMX sprints and getting in the gym. So I was always, I had a really strong like work ethic, and I just trained really hard, even for downhill. So now I just, yeah, I did switch disciplines, but I kept training hard. So just kept pushing.
What training? What training were you doing back then? Because I can't imagine there would have been much science around downhill gym training quite yet. Well, not
Yeah,
like what there is today, anyway.
no, there was
Okay.
just quick accelerations. So vertical jumps, just squats, just heaps of just heaps of exercise to work your fast twitch muscles. So whether whether it's push up claps, just you're always just working. So everything you do is specific to actions that you have on the bike.
Yeah.
So it's yeah, like even just muscles to work out to work your forearm muscles. No bits and pieces that you do just to work specific muscles.
What are you still in the gym now for that stuff? Or are
I
you
do,
just riding?
yeah, I do quite a few Ks, and I do. I've got a gym workout that I do pretty much like 5 days a week. So
Yep.
pretty much every morning, I've got a routine, and yeah, I just don't stop doing that. I've been doing that routine for years.
You're all right. Just the same thing.
Yeah, I change it up, but yeah, just the same sort of routine that changes all the time. It's pretty much just, yes, we are getting older, and you've just got to keep, you know, keeping your body moving, and yeah, just stay strong.
So yeah, I guess like what is what are you going to do after this race then? Like, what I mean is, like, you've got all these challenges that you like to do. So you've downhill recovery.
Yeah.
What do you kind of do after you've accomplished these things? Like, do you go back to do it faster next year, or how do your goals change after you're done these things?
So I'll hopefully, like, I'll accomplish this big one next month, and then I'll set new goals for next year, and hopefully I might go to a couple of races with my son, and
Oh, sick.
yeah, he wants to get into it, so I'm more than happy to help him out.
What racing does he want to get into?
More gravity enduro. So yeah, he's not a fan of climbing up hills, for sure.
Welcome to the club.
Yeah, it's
What as a dad that's been through that, and obviously your partner's seen seeing what mountain biking crashing and stuff can do to someone. Like, do you guys get scared what your son might happen to your son, or like what could
Yeah,
possibly happen to him?
100%. You get nervous big time.
Yeah.
I get really nervous for him, and but mate, like he blows me away. Like it's such a good feeling when we go out, just even the local tracks here, and some of the tracks that are coming up for the Gravity Enduro Nationals, like super steep, rocky, and he'll just fly down it. He won't hesitate, and I love it. I see him go down that and just blows me away. I'm like, do
Yeah.
I have to go down now? No. Nah.
Do you ever have to like? Do you ever want to stop him from going faster or anything in the back of your head, or you just kind of let him go?
No, not at all. Like I just be careful and just listen to me. Listen to me when I try to give him help. Like I just as long as he listens to me, and I'll advise him on what to do, and yeah. But
Does
if he's just going to ignore me, then then I won't. Then I'll be really unsure. But if he listens to me, then that's fine. Yeah.
does he understand your heritage in the sport?
Oh
Like,
yeah.
does he?
Like
Yeah.
he does. So he does respect what I say. So um
Yeah.
yeah, he does look up to me and does respect me. So good.
Yeah, that's sick. Like, I can't imagine anything more intimidating than rocking up to like a mountain bike race in Australia with like Waddell or Hill or Graves
Yeah.
written across the back of your jersey. Like, that would scare me so much.
Yes.
Are you going to be racing the Gravity Enduro as well, or you're sidelining that
I'll
one?
I'll go up there. I'm still contemplating it because there's still a couple of weeks to go. So yeah,
Still
uh,
thinking about it.
yeah,
But then obviously if you don't want to injure yourself before heading up to Warrnambool, right? Like, that's a month away, a month after that. So
yeah. So it's the beginning of November. So
yeah. What bikes have you got at the moment? You obviously said the Stigmata, but
yes.
what are you kind of riding for the enduro, and then what are you kind of riding for your long distance stuff?
So like cross country, kind of just good trail bike. I've got the tall boy,
Okay.
and then a bit more gravity. I've got the high tower. So a bit more travel, a bit more playful. It's the high tower can pretty much do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How come you went the tall boy over the blur? That's what I was kind of interested in.
Uh, it's it's the it's marketed as the downhillers cross country bike. It is a really you can pretty much do anything you want on the blur, but yeah, the tall boy is just a little bit more travel, a little bit more forgiving. Um, I've actually got a Santa Cruz 5010 as well.
Okay.
5010 is, I reckon, but yeah, I think the 5010 will be one of the better bikes for this gravity enduro race. So it's set up as a mullet, and it's a really playful geometry. So it'll be a fun bike.
What's it like seeing mullets come back into fashion? with the bikes. We used to have those 26, 24-inch bikes way
Yeah,
back, and now we've got these 29, 27s. Have you ridden one yet? And
I
what are
have.
your thoughts? Yeah.
I have. So it's good on tighter tighter corners, like just as you're descending. It's, it was more agile, far more agile. So, but saying that, I am a big fan of the high tower, which is 29 inches, front and rear, both wheels, and yeah, I do rate that highly.
What do you kind of? How do you go into your shed and decide what bike you're going to ride for the day? If you've got a fair few like sitting there.
Uh, I know what they're all capable of, so it's entirely what I want to do. What tracks I want to do. I know which bike will be fitted for it. So
Do you ever? You mentioned you kind of do this on your stigmata, but do you ever underbike? Like, would you take the tall boy out for a bit of a gravity enduro shred, or do you
yeah,
enjoy doing that?
no, 100%. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. So yeah, like they're so capable. Like they're just doesn't matter what bike it is. Like I'll rail it.
Is it
Yeah, no,
easier
it's
because you came from like some of those V10s back in the day wouldn't have been much slacker than a hightail?
uh, just living in the moment. So the high tower, the V10s back then were unbelievable, and
Yeah.
yeah, they are. The 5010s, the high towers right now are unbelievable. So I'm just whatever new bike they come out with that I can adapt to. So
You're kind of again touching on this back then versus now, but you're in a bike shop at the moment, and I mean, I remember back in the day you'd walk into a bike shop like every week because something was breaking, but nowadays it's the bikes are so good. Do you think it's possible to even buy a bad bike anymore, or are they all just amazing, like compared to what they used to be?
no, they're completely different. So there is uh, depending on what componentry they're using, brakes they're using, comes and then it comes down to like whatever suspension they're using, the actual frame, what geometry it's got, uh, everything's and what sort of material they're using in the frame.
Mhm.
So whether it's alloy, carbon, what type of carbon, um, what brand is actually making the carbon. So, but
But
yeah, there's so many questions.
but they're all pretty damn good, right? Like you can't buy a bad bike anymore. By the looks of it.
No, there's a lot of good bikes out there. As long as you do your research and you talk to somebody that's um that's credible to, they've got a lot of knowledge, so then you'll be fine. Whatever bike you buy, just speak to somebody with a bit of knowledge.
I was just looking at the old V10 geometry and it had a head angle of 67 degrees, which is
Oh yeah,
it's wild. But it's crazy. Like the suspension design itself hasn't changed much
no,
since then. So I can imagine it would have felt almost, well, not as good, but
no,
it wouldn't feel too dissimilar to what it is now.
I felt great back then. I bet you if we had one now, it'd feel pretty good.
Mm.
I'd ride it.
Well, as a cross country rig, or would you go
Oh
down
yeah,
and
nah.
ride?
as a gravel bike.
Yeah, the ultimate tourer, mate. The ultimate tourer. What gear are you kind of running on your stigmata for this race?
Um,
Just out of interest. Is it pretty stock, or you got anything special going on?
yeah, like carbon rims, Chris King hubs, Shimano Durace. Yeah, it's
So you're running Durace over GRX?
uh, it's yeah, just yeah, what I had at the moment. So
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah, that's
might
sick.
might change that a little bit in the future, but
Run what you've got.
yeah.
Yeah, still take the win.
So last yesterday, I did a called a fundraising ride.
That's what I want to talk about. Yeah.
So um, I went and had a meeting with the event manager at the Portsea camp.
Mm-hmm.
Portsea camp has been so Portsea is right down the peninsula, right at the very end, and Portsea camp um, has been around since uh, 1940 or something, like such a long time, and it's um, they've actually helped um, disadvantaged kids and not privileged kids. So they're just it's a bit of a it's a good camp that helps a lot of kids out. And so we did a fundraising ride for it. Um, and there was probably 30 of us, 30, 35 of us. And we just did a like a nice ride up peninsula. And we just raised a bit over $15,000. So
Oof,
just yeah, so that was just our contribution to the Portsea camp.
that's wild, man. Like 15 grand is nothing to like. That's huge.
Yeah.
Well done.
Um,
Um, where, why did you choose to
to
do
do
that?
it.
And like, how did that come about?
Oh, so um, the manager just contacted me, and I knew a lot of the other riders. They were not as young as me, but they were all good guys, and I just wanted to be a part of it, and they um they said, yeah, Johnny, just come along if you want to and be a part of it. And I did a little speech there, and it was good.
Yeah, that's wild. So I'm just looking at their website now again, but they help out a lot of underprivileged crew and people with special needs or something like that as well.
Yep.
And yeah, that's right. So they kind of just show everyone the outdoors and camping and everything for that. That's wild. Is there have you been to those facilities or anything or checked out the
No,
place?
I had only been there a couple of times before, so um, yeah, it's a good little area.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's wild.
it's,
How far was the ride for that one?
65 k's, so um, down the road for a bit.
A couple of hours for you.
Yeah,
You on
throw
the
in a
stick?
couple, throw in a couple of hills, and yeah, we're back to to the camp.
Did they put you on the high tower to keep it fair for the other guys?
Yeah.
Or yeah.
Nah. Yeah. I should have been, but no.
No.
I was on the stigmata.
Yeah. That's so sick. Is there still places for people to donate for that? Is there any way for people to donate?
I think there is for the next week or so. So I think the phone here, but yeah, I think it was the Portsea
I'll have a look and
camp.
see if we can chuck it in the description below for the podcast, and we'll get some more donations if possible. That'd be sick. We're getting up to the end of the podcast, but I wanted to ask a question. So there may or may not be a podcaster that wants to do the reef next year. What are some things you would advise or recommend to someone that wants to train for a stage race like that, and how to kind of go about it if they've got 12 months or so, roughly?
I think you should get some good Ks in your legs. Just be consistent. So be consistent with your distances, and mix it up with a bit of full body workout. So do a bit of the gym or just the home gym, something. Just do just making sure your body is nice and strong.
There's nothing special. It's all pretty simple, right? Like, if you want to go long distances, you ride long distances. Or is there a bit more to it?
Yeah, a little bit more to it. So there's always, pyramids where you build up leading up to whatever event you're going for. And so you can't, just make sure you're building it up gradually. And if you're just don't, you can't let your body get too fatigued, because you will get run down and you will get sick. So I feel as though the fitter you are and the stronger you are, the less that you'll get sick.
Yeah, okay.
Just because you're continuously moving your blood around, and just keeping your body moving.
I rate that. That's good. I'm one of those types of people that likes to try and get fit as soon as possible. So I'll go and do like 60 Ks in 3 days from pretty much doing nothing for 3 months, and then it's game over. So the whole pacing thing is hard.
Yeah, so if you just got to build it up. Just build it up, and just don't slack off. Just be continually get in a routine. Get in a routine.
100%. Always like to ask the same 3 questions at the end of a poddy, but what advice would you have to anyone that wants to get into gravel riding and change it up a bit, and maybe do the Dirty Warnie or some of those longer gravel races?
Just get into it. Just prepare for it, and push yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Don't look at the distance and go, I could never do that. Because then you won't. So just look for that challenge and just push your limit.
Is there anything you would have done differently up until now? Or has it all been pretty safe sailing?
Um, I came off on the gravity enduro the other day, but it was no, everything's just
No.
come off, you get back up, just keep pushing it.
And if it's 5 a.m. or 3 a.m. and you're trying to get out there for a big ride and perhaps your motivation isn't too high, especially in like a Melbourne winter, what do you listen to anything or any music, or do you have anything to kind of get you motivated to get out there and ride?
No, you've got to just amp yourself up the night before. Just go to bed, even if it's going to bed late. You just got to go. Up. I'm going to get up. I'm going to get up at 2:30. I'm going to get up at 3 o'clock. I'm just going to get up and don't think about it. Just wake up and just get ready and just get out the door. And then you get to ride when it's dark, and you'll see the sun come up, and it's good times.
That's it. Sometimes, thinking about that kind of, that's what I've noticed when I started doing a few bigger rides lately. It's like just some of the stuff you get to see, and be a part of is pretty motivating in itself.
Yeah, some of the early morning rides, just with the sun coming up, and especially down here on the peninsula, it's
I'd be wild.
Beautiful.
Easy, man. Is there anything I missed, or anything you kind of wanted to shout out to anyone for this one?
No, yeah, just said it before. Santa Cruz Syndicate family, you've been great, and just all their affiliated sponsors, Reserve, Fox Shocks, Shimano, Bergtech. Yeah, it's been fantastic.
That's wild. That's so good. Easy, man. Well, I better let you get to the rest of your night.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for coming on and
right,
having a quick chat about everything.
Awesome. Sounds good.
Easy, man. Well, I'll let you know when this goes up.
All right. Thanks, Darren.
There we go, guys. That was another episode of Beyond Tape. I hope you enjoyed it. Johnny is such a legend. Quick little chat with him, quick little episode, and got down to the point. As per usual, check out all our sponsors. You got Trek Bikes, you got Frank's Mountain Bike Apparel, Shred Bike Care, Fist Handwear, Taylor Trails, Lead Out Sports, Dirt Surfer, Capped Out Caps, Oakley. All the best brands. If you can't afford anything or don't want to donate any money, make sure you just share this podcast around with your friends, your parents, your dog, your grandma, your whoever, and leave a review on iTunes. Subscribe on any of your platforms and try and listen to all the episodes. Anyway, until the next one, go out and have a bunch of fun.